Hey percussion, I hope that you guys are doing well. Alright, this is your newest snare drum video. Hopefully these videos are helping and it makes it, more fun than just having to follow the normal generic full band one on bells or on percussion or on snare drum. Just because, snare drum is so different than, the regular instruments in the band because they're so focused on learning all the different notes, which you do in bells, but snare drum is focused on rhythm, right? So they're focused on notes, so that means their rhythm is pretty basic, right? It's just like whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, some eighth notes here and there. But you guys, you don't want to sit there playing whole notes all the time or half notes because that is really boring on snare drum, right? So these videos hopefully are helping so that you can really focus on, developing those specific skills for snare drum. All right, so guys, we're going to start out with our rudiments as always. All right, anytime you have sleeves, it's good to pull up those sleeves just so they're not getting in the way at all. All right, let's start with our paradiddle. All right, here we go. Paradiddle together. Ready? And paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. Good, stop right there. Okay, so this time, let's make sure we're putting our accent on that the first one in the group. So I can show you. This is called, remember, a single paradiddle that we are playing. Single paradiddle, so we've got right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And the accent always goes in the first one of the group. So let's try that again. Paradiddle, here we go, together. Ready, and paradiddle, 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 stop. Okay, so notice when I'm doing it, we talked about this last time too. We want to make sure as we're alternating one of the sticks, that's when the other one raises up, right? So it's paradiddle, paradiddle, pair, because for percussion on snare drum, anytime you have an accent, all you got to do is get that stick higher up, right? And then you're going to have further to really hit and have that accent. If you have non-accented notes, then your drumstick, the head of the drumstick can just be a lot closer, right, to the head of the drum. But when your accent, you need to really let it come down and have that space to come down. All right, so here we go. Let's do 4 in a row. How about we do this? This time we'll do 4 together, then you'll do 4 by yourself, and then 4 together. If you want to listen to me first, you can, but if you'd like to just play them together, that's okay too. Da, da, paradiddle. Let's do it this speed. Da, 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 da. All right, here we go. 4 together, you 4 by yourself, and then 4 together again. 2 together, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, together, and good, awesome. All right, now let's go to our flam. Flams, so remember one stick higher than the other, drop them down. Good, check your grip on your drumstick, right? Make sure that we're not coming up to the middle. We want to stay a good bit down. We want to have only you should be able to put 3 or 4 fingers here, all right? Remember, if you have an American flag on your drumstick, thumbs on the American flag. Some of you have tape, thumbs on that tape. Here we go, and flams again. Let's do a bunch together. Ready, and good. Make sure you're listening. We got to make sure there's no sounds like this. We don't want dot dot because that is not a flam. Nope. We want da-dum. Good. And then we have to alternate. All right. We also want to make sure they don't hit at the same time because that's also not a flam. That's not a flam. Nope. All right. So let's try it slowly, alternating our sticks. One higher than the other. Drop it down. Switch. It's important for you to practice freezing. So one higher than the other, and freeze. Freeze. freeze, freeze, and then go faster. Good. Let's do, I'll do 4, you do 4, I'll do 4, 4 together, you do 4, 4 together. All right, so I'm going to go first. Here we go. 2, my turn, and 1, 2, 3, together. 1, 2, 3, your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, together. 2, 3, 4. Good. Let's do it one more time. That same thing. I'll do 4, 4 together. You do 4, 4 together. 1, 2, ready, and my turn. 3 together. 1, 2, 3, your turn. 1, 2, 3 together. Awesome. All right, cool. Just so that you see it, remember this is what that flam looks like right there. Flam. All right, there you go. Alternating your sticks every time. That's what you were just playing. Okay, next, let's do our multiple bounces. All right, right hand only, multiple, as many as you can get. Good, left hand only, multiple. Good, now alternate sticks. And then just try to get them gradually faster, but always even. All right, we don't want to hear just like really loud right hand because that's your dominant hand, and then soft left. We want them to sound the same. We want them to be even. We want to make sure we're controlling them so that we have the same number of bounces or as many as we can with each stick. Listen to the sound. Good, stop right there. So make sure that this is not played super loud. It's really hard to do multiple bounces very loudly. This needs to be like a soft dynamic. So think like mezzo piano or even just piano, all right? Let's bring it down to a nice soft dynamic. So that means the heads of our drumsticks, the beads of the drumstick are right next to the head of the drum, right? So let's go ahead and try that together. Let them bounce, multiple bounces, as many as you can get. Make sure we're still standing up nice and tall. Good. All right, awesome. Now let's go to our double bounces. So right stick only, double bounce. 1, 2, controlling it. 1, 2. And as you practice that, see if you can keep doing it faster. But it has to be just 2. Good, left stick only. Good, now alternate. All right, it takes a ton of practice to get it down so that you can really alternate it like that and making sure that the majority of them are all double bounces, right? When you're first learning it, it's easy for it to end up being like some multiple bounces in there. Just really, really try to control it so it's double. Always the double bounces and alternating doubles, right? And always listen and notice when it's accidentally a multiple bounce so that you can correct it and make sure it doesn't happen again. All right, so when you're just first practicing your double bounces, each time you're practicing, focus on just trying to get them even, one hand at a time, and then putting it together slowly and slowly get faster and faster. Remember, still doesn't have to be super loud. What's most important is just super consistent and making sure that they're double each time. All right, so now let's try doing our 5-stroke roll. 5-stroke roll, remember this is just double, double, single, and I can show you what it looks like. Right here. All right, so the roll that you just did, double stroke, open roll, all right, that's our double bounce roll. This is what a lot of times in your music it might look like. Remember the multiple bounce roll has that Z. It's like a buzz roll, we call it. All right. Here's what it looks like for your double stroke, double bounce roll. And 5-stroke roll that we're going to do right now is right here. So we've got double. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's going to hit 5 times. The accent, remember, is on the last hit. Double, double, single. Let's do it slowly first. Right hand starting us. Ready? And double, double, single. Again, double, double, single. Alternate hands. Double, double, single. Keep alternating hands each time. Double, double, single. Make sure to get the accent. Double, double, single. Good. A little faster. Good. So keep working on that one. All right. Really getting those double, double, single. All right. Make sure that the double bounces are not super loud. All right. They need to be a lot quieter than your accent at the end. And it definitely takes a lot of focus. All right. So make sure you're really focused on what you're doing when you're practicing your double bounces. All right. Guys, let's try it. So I'll do 4 by myself. Then we'll do 4 together. And then you'll do 4 by yourself. And then 4 together again. So it's going to be like this. Da 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 da. 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 Da 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 da. All right. Here's our beat. And I'll go first. 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, together, and 1, 2, 3, your turn, and 1, 2, 3, together, and 4. Good. All right, so keep working on that one. As you are able to do it faster, keep working on it. Really clean, though. It has to be clean in order to do it faster. All right, nice job with that, guys. Okay, now let's go in our book so this is our Alfred book. Please open up. Go to page 20. Page 20, this is just the next page. Last time we did page 19. This week we are going to do page 20. All right, so this actually introduces some new rhythms. All right, so remember what I said before about how it's important for you guys, percussionists, to have more advanced rhythms on your instrument, because right now, when you're working on snare drum, like that is all you're focused on is rhythm, right? So it's important for you guys to have more advanced rhythms because you need to be able to play them a lot sooner than everybody else. So this right here is a good example of that. These are called 16th notes. So we have 2 lines over the top. Remember, 8th notes just had 1 line. So look down here on number 2. These are 8th notes. They have 1 line connecting them. 16th notes have 2 lines connecting them. No one else in the band, no other instrument has gotten to 16th notes yet. Percussion gets there way sooner than anyone else. All right, so take a look at that page, lesson 7. Let me just explain to you guys really quick how we count 16th notes and how they work in relation to all the other rhythms that we know. Okay, so for example, first thing that we've learned, all right, look at this part here. That is called what kind of note? That is a whole note when it's just a circle and it's empty inside, right? So within a whole note, there are 2 half notes, right? A whole note gets how many beats? Whole note gets 4, right? Half notes, each one gets 2. So we have like 1, 2, and then 3, 4. So they all total 4, the same as that whole note, right? Okay, now, so if we take a half note, there are 2 quarter notes in a half note, right? Because a half note gets 2 beats, quarter note gets 1, and then this one also gets 1. But if we put them together, that's like 1, 2. That's how we would count it, right? So it's the same number of beats as a half note. Okay, now let's take that quarter note. So a quarter note, you could break it down, and there are 2 eighth notes in a quarter note. Now, you can have the eighth notes by themselves, with this little flag hanging down, or you can connect them with a line going straight across. All right, it doesn't matter, they're still eighth notes. Those are eighth notes. All right, and you would count those like one and, right? So 2 eighth notes are in 1 quarter note. Now let's take that same quarter note and let's figure out how it works with 16th notes. There are 4 16th notes in 1 quarter note. All right, 4 16th notes. So 4 16th notes get 1 beat. So like when we tap our sticks, that's a quarter note that we're clicking, right? Click this with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now 16th notes, it's like this. And this is what we're going to say for 16th notes. 1 E and a. Say it with me. 1 E and a. One more time. 1 E and a. That's all in 1 beat. So if this is our beat, that's a quarter note. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Try saying it with me with that clicking. All right, here we go. Say it with me. Ready? And 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So I changed the number based on what beat we're on, right? So it's just like saying 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, except I say 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, can we just play some 16th notes together? This is our beat. That's a quarter note. All right, let's play 4 16th notes within those quarter notes. Ready, go. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, awesome. So these are all single hits, right? For our rudiments, we were working on double bounces, multiple bounces, right? That we don't use at all when we play this kind of stuff. So this is these are 16th notes, all single hits, all right? Eventually, we'll start putting some of those rhythms into this book, but not yet. These are all just single hits, okay? So can you look at number 1, lesson number 7, number 1 on page 20? It has the counting written in above, right? So 1 E and a. And instead of just the A, they actually write A-H, right, for a. Let's count it together.